Welcome, everybody, to the newest, freshest, one of the dopest episodes of Welfare Generations. Even though I always say that, but they're always the dopest when they come out because it's the freshest. If you catch that, if you catch it, only if you catch it,
only
it's
if
the
you
dopest
catch it,
because it's the freshest. But anyways, we got a great show for you today, like we always do. I'm actually kind of excited about this one today because we're going to be going over something that I slightly touched on before. I got excited about it, but I don't know if any of y'all know me like that. My mind is literally like a hamster wheel with three hamsters in it going at the same time. Shoot, they might even be taking tag team, just keeping the wheel going. So it was something I came across, but I kind of came across some other stuff and I forgot about it, and now I revisit it and I'm like, oh my god, this is a gem of all gems. Like,
yes, sir.
one of them gems. But just real quick, I want to note we got a brand new banner in the back. Boom, look at that beautifulness right there. Y'all see that on IG?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all get the full spectrum on IG over here. We can get the full spectrum on Facebook sometime. But yeah, shout out to Habari Live. Brand new, or Habari Entertainment. That's an entertainment, right? Oh yeah, that's for the company, not for the show. All right, so shout out to Habari Entertainment, yes, to the company. But without any further ado, let's get into our introductions for the day. We got the reigning champ coming back for his title, the engineer of all engineers, Mr. Dip to the Lean, is hanging out with us today.
Yo, what's up, fellas?
How's it going, sir? How you doing today?
I can't complain, bro. We picked up a new sponsor this week. So
Nice.
that's for the from now on, we'll be talking about Mama Soul's fish and chicken.
Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken.
They're on 19th Avenue in Greenway. They will be a sponsor that we will be discussing from now on, and they will be sponsoring all our shows. So even this show, we want to make sure we bring them up and talk about them.
They are fire too.
You like them?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. We hoping to help them to get the word out, man, about what they're doing. Let me show you their logo, man, so everybody can see what they do.
Their place
Their
is
logo
fire.
Right.
Well, as soon as I get it on,
I don't know what side it is, but it's gonna be right around here area. You'll see that.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
Oh, getting rusty.
Yeah,
the teacher's getting a little rusty. It's like they say, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yep, I didn't forgot the button to press, but anyway, we would be bringing it up, but I forgot. Yeah, man, but
was it on the live? Did you guys pop it up on live?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so if you guys want to go back after this show, you can go back and check out habarientertainment.com, or you can go to their Facebook and check out that brand new sponsor. There it is.
That was right up there.
It's
right
there.
there.
Right there. Got it.
All right,
there we go.
Took a little minute. But yeah, man, go and check them out, man. 19th Avenue and Greenway, bro. And everybody, we had another person in here earlier. They said they was good too, man.
Yeah.
So and then Frank says it's good. So we got two people that said they got great food, man. So go and check them out. They are the newest sponsors, and we will be representing them and what they do every week.
Cause we building, boy.
Yeah.
And I know this is the Welfare Generation show, but I am very excited about the growth that we are having this year. So I also want to mention too, congratulations to you and Miss Aisha as well for the first panel y'all got set up coming out. That's June, right?
Yeah, man. I forget the exact date. Aisha would have to tell you because I'm horrible with these things, but it's our first panel, man, and we hope to have much more coming from there. I know that Elijah been pushing to do more events, and we just, we really chill people, but we're trying to get ourselves out there, man, and do more events and stuff. And hopefully we get it to the point, man, where it just be us. You know what I mean? We can come do our panel ourselves, set it
like
all
it'll be
up.
A panel of
us,
our
right?
podcast or whatever.
Talking about the podcast, talking about what we're doing. And we're going to get it going, man. We just have to figure all the logistics out and just learn from other people too. Go there, see how it does it, see how we feel, what feels more comfortable for us as a group. And we're going to keep building, man, like you say, man. And we'll have all these coming real soon.
Yeah.
When was the date, babe, for the panel?
June 2nd.
June 2nd.
There we go.
And that's with Rep Your Brand. We'll be doing a panel for power couples.
There you go. Shout out to Latoya, right? I believe it's her.
Latoya. Yeah,
Shout out to
Latoya
Latoya.
James.
Yeah, she's busy out there in them streets.
Man, she does her thing, bro. And,
Yes,
you
yes.
know, we're proud to be sponsors of her Juneteenth celebration coming up. I think it's the 15th of June, right?
Yes.
And we'll be sponsoring that. So come on out and check it out. We'll be down there doing videos and taking pictures of everyone, and you know, just getting to know the community, man, and doing more that we promised this year. We will be getting out more and getting to know the community more, because that's what it's about, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, without any further ado, let's get into our next introduction of the show. We got the man, one of the men of the hour, the unstoppable object, Mr. Juggernaut, Frank the Tank.
Yeah. What's up? I'm always glad to be here, and blessed is my favorite.
Yes, sir.
Bless.
We're almost there.
Bless.
Almost there. We're getting there. Alrighty, so without any further ado, let's get into this exciting show for the day. But first and foremost, you know, we got our first segment. Shout out to Elevated Souls. We have the Health is Wealth segment, which is brought to you by Jessica Marrero and Christina Rose of Elevated Souls. They say that we are here to elevate your soul. You can reach them at 480-269-2649, or you can follow them on IG at ELIVE, the number 8D_SOULS. And I highly recommend following them on Instagram, because that way you can following them on Instagram. That way you can figure out where their next pop-up is going to be. Check them out. And just a little side note, if you catch them out and about, you can do a free sample before you order the sea moss. Just saying. If you're on the fence about it, you can get a free sample first.
Yeah.
But yes, let's see what the ladies have for us today. Health is wealth. Okay, by a show of hands here, who is familiar with? Oh, this should be everybody. Who's familiar with flowers?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm pretty familiar with flowers. All right.
Absolutely.
This is it's actually kind of an interesting one here. So let's see. We're about to dive into the wild world of fresh cut flowers. And trust me, it's more exciting than you think. First up, we've got mood enhancement. Yep, you heard me right. These little beauties can boost your mood faster than a double shot of espresso on a Monday. Say goodbye to stress and hello to Zen vibes in your area. But wait, there's more, because there's always more. Picture this. You stroll into your living room and boom, instant aesthetic upgrade. Fresh cut flowers are like nature's way of saying, hey, let's make this place look amazing. They add a pop of color and elegance that'll have your friends begging you for your interior design secrets. And let's not forget about the fragrance, folks. We're talking about a natural air freshener that doesn't come in a can with a bunch of chemicals that probably fuck up your lungs. Side note, it doesn't come in a can. Say goodbye to funky odors and say hello to sweet smell of roses or whatever flowers you like. I prefer plants, actually. I love to have like some fresh rosemary or some cilantro is the one. I like cilantro. So. But we're talking about flowers today. So whatever floats your boat is good with you and good with me. Just get some flowers in the house. Oh, and did I mention symbolism? That's right. All right, guys, you know where I'm going, right? Flowers aren't just a pretty face. There's meaning to it too. You're getting a little scuffle with the old lady, you know, you're in the doghouse, need to apologize. Bring her some flowers. Boom. You might not get back in the house completely, but you're probably coming out of the doghouse at least. And then you celebrating a milestone, you know, someone graduating or something like that. Boom, flowers. And then just like, you know, the kids of today, you know, give them their flowers, you know.
Yeah.
You just want to respect somebody just for doing their thing. Boom, give them some flowers. But they're like a little messenger of emotion, spreading love and good vibes wherever they go. Now, here's where it gets really wild. Connection to nature. Yeah, even in the desert landscape of Arizona, you can bring a slice of Mother Nature indoors. It's like having a mini oasis right in your living room, minus the scorching sun and cacti. And yes, I did say cacti for you uneducated people out there. It's not cactus all the time.
Cactuses.
Cactus.
Cactuses.
And get this, folks, creativity boosts. Studies say having flowers around can actually kickstart your creative juices. So next time you're staring at a blank canvas or having a blank or staring at a blank canvas or a blinking cursor, just grab a bouquet and watch the ideas flow like water. Last but not least, improved well being. Yep, science says being around flowers can lead to more happiness and overall good vibes. So go ahead and treat yourself to some fresh blooms. Your mental health will thank you later. In conclusion, folks, fresh cut flowers aren't just pretty decorations, they're mood boosting, creativity sparking, happiness inducing powerhouses. So, what are you waiting for? Go grab yourself a bouquet today. Did you hear that? All right. That could have been a rap. It could have been up there with the Kendricks and the Drakes, right?
Oh man. Just slide that on in there.
Got to stay somewhat current, kind of, sort of.
All right.
But so have you guys had any experience with flowers or anything? Like having to maybe make a makeup or just receiving some in particular or even pitching in, you might have like a mentor of some sort where it's like, oh, this person's retiring, let's pitch in, get them some flowers or anything like that.
Well, of course, like with me, like I always like to surprise with flowers. Like you said, it's definitely a mood enhancer. My daughter's getting ready to graduate kindergarten, so like when they do like little performances, I always like try to bring her a flower.
Some flowers. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
she likes that. So
that's tight.
Yeah, man. I mean, for your lady, Mother's Day, birthdays.
Oh yeah, that one's that just
yeah.
Other than that,
no, that's
tomorrow.
this Sunday, right?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Shit.
Yeah.
Other than that, no flowers. No, not for me, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm somewhat the same way. Like I like wildflowers more than anything. Like I'm not really like I don't want to really receive any unless we talking about some kind of other flower. You know what I mean?
How much money it costs for some flowers nowadays?
Oh man, see that's the great thing I love about my lady is she fully understands my cheapness and she don't care. I'll go to Fry's and hit them reduced flowers. But I take my time though. I still take my time. Like I'll go and hit those reduced flowers up, but I'll buy like 2 of them. And then I'll pick out the dead shit,
put them together,
and then put it together, yeah, and boom.
It looks good, man.
Instead of going there and getting a bouquet for like $20-something,
right?
I just put some stuff together for like 12.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's under that. Sometimes I get lucky and I can find something that's like a 3 and a 4, and put that together. Like boom, got an $8 bouquet. Shit,
roses. Like you spend about $50 getting some roses.
Right.
Unless you go to like Fry's and get some those smaller, cheaper roses, you still spending about $30.
Right. Yeah. Because I don't even go in the cooler section where they got the real rose bouquets and stuff like that, and some of them in the vase already.
Those are that's expensive. You're gonna spend that.
Yep, for sure. But that's gonna wrap it up for the Health is Wealth today. So if you guys don't yet, get some flowers in your life, man. Even in this, like I said, even in this desert landscape, you can still find some wild stuff. And if you like me, kind of frugal, you can find some stuff out in the wild for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bring some shears with you. Shoot. As my lady would say, you're saving them.
Right.
You're saving some of the plants, These
hey,
flowers
man.
in the city, they're not gonna last long with kids and random people running around. You're saving them. So, get some flowers in your life. And if you're in the doghouse, man, try it. And you haven't tried it, try it out, man. You had an argument with your lady.
Right.
Just make sure they're in good shape, though. Make the flowers gotta be in good shape. Don't just grab anything. Don't be super cheap like me and then just grab whatever. They gotta be in good shape. Not all ladies are understanding about that. But we're going to get into the next segment of the show. And similar to last week, as you can see, we don't have a special guest, particularly today. So I hit up the social medias with 2 questions for the asking of the masses. Asking the masses is when I go to the socials of media and ask you guys some questions and get some interaction input. So this week, the first question was, your child wants to be in the music business. Are you going to just encourage them and be positive, or teach them to be more than just an artist? And I know sometimes when I do these questions, they need more explanation. Some people don't fully understand what I'm trying to say because it makes sense in here, but it might not make sense to you. So basically, what I'm saying is nowadays it's really hard to have a successful career as a musical artist if you are just that, if you are just a singer, if you are just a lyricist or something like that. It's going to be very, very difficult for you to have a career, a long lasting career. You don't even got to be rich and famous, just something that you can survive off of
Right.
for a long time. It's going to be very hard because I feel like at this day and age, music in itself is very just trendy. Like it just hops to whatever
Yeah.
is up right now. So if you are just an artist, just a lyricist, just a singer, and you're not crazy, you don't have crazy range, like
Yeah.
you're not, you gotta be able to switch with the trend. Like
Yeah.
right now it's this type of music. Who knows, in 2-3 years it might be something totally different. Like,
Yeah.
and us old folk gonna be hating on it, but but
Just bring back the old folk one time. You
oh,
know,
it's old folk gonna be hating on it.
give them a year. Let all the old timers come back out for a year.
Right. I mean, I feel like they've been.
Hey, they'll give plenty of music out there for the newer generation to go sample, so they have something else to sample.
I feel like there's a couple some old heads that have been like, I want to say secretly, but I'm just not as in tune with the way things are promoted anymore. Like I don't really watch a lot of regular TV. I don't get a lot of commercials and stuff like that. So to me, it seems like it's under the radar. But Nas has been releasing albums the last couple of years. Busta, I believe, just released an album like a year or two ago. I think Redman is either in progress or just released.
Yeah, he was just doing something. He had a new project coming.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of cool though. Like, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if it's under the radar or what. I'm not sure what TV looks like, if it's getting promoted or
you
radio
got
stuff like that, or if it's just these old heads. Like, let me just get some more out. I got content still.
Killer Mike ran the Grammy. You know.
Oh, he did just
this year.
With Run the Jewels or as a solo?
I forgot the name of the album, but he released the album last year and he ran a Grammy. You know, so it's.
But see, that's what I kind of mean though. Like, was that album, you feel like it was promoted like out there like that though?
I mean, I didn't hear of it, but
yeah, I didn't even know
I didn't hear of it until he won the Grammy. But they did it. I don't know if they did a great marketing or they just went to the people who they thought would buy it. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I just know that he won a Grammy. You know what I mean? So
well, congratulations, Mike.
The age of the music is not going to keep you from success. I mean, what age or what generation you come from. These kids, man, you know, they just, if it's not something they listen to, you know how it is when you're young, you know, you just think that's all it's about.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's older hip hop, man, and there's a demographic for it. And, there's a place for it, and we just have to cultivate it and build on it. And we don't have to do what the young kids are doing. But, man, I just think that we have issues when it comes to music, man, because nothing is going to be the reason why we sampling the shit from the 70s and 80s is because these cats was actually playing instruments and making music, man. We just gonna keep sampling. It's gonna come a time where it's just gonna be everything's all just copies, and it's just how do you gonna have anything original if no one plays music anymore? It's I don't know, man. I hope some type of renaissance happens in the music game where all these people start playing music again. We need more singers than we're seeing now. Everybody want to rap. It's just I don't know, man.
I've been trying to get more and more into R&B, and there's so much more of that rapid singing.
Everybody, the singers, they want to be rappers now.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong though. Some of it is tight. I ain't gonna lie. Some of it is tight. I like some of it.
I want to hear. I wouldn't pick up the album of Chris Brown or Drake if that's what I wanted to hear them rapping. I go hear rappers for that. You know, I wanted to hear y'all and you boys sing about
actually,
some
Chris
stuff.
Brown, Chris Brown actually be rapping though. I'm talking about the singers that like kind of sing rap.
Yeah,
not the ones that are actually like trying to
actually have
but
bars.
it's just more of that like It's just a different presentation or
Yeah.
delivery. There
Yeah,
we
Mm-hmm.
go.
they
It's a
hit
different.
little
They're not trying
melody
to be
runs.
ballads.
They hit
Right.
little melody runs here and
Yeah,
there
Mm-hmm.
they
throughout
might
their
hit it
little
on the hook or
songs,
something.
but it ain't no Luther.
Right.
He
Exactly.
Yeah.
ain't telling you a whole story.
Nah.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? He ain't making your mind go into the setting of what it is.
No.
Yeah,
You're so
exactly.
focused on the beat and then a catchy hook. But like,
I think
your Teddy
if
Pendergrass, they told you to go turn the light off. You got up and
Right.
turned that
right,
bitch off.
if I had a kid that was doing music, man, I mean, I'm number one. I would probably try my best to stray her away from music.
Oh yeah, you don't want
Yeah,
them to
I
be involved in it
would,
at all.
but if she felt as though this is really
Mhm.
what she wanted to do, I would, try my best to help as much as I can. It's just a dirty business,
Now,
man.
when you say that though, is your mindset more in the hip hop game, or are you thinking more of a broad
Any
music,
music,
any music at
any
all?
Yeah.
music at all,
Yeah,
because it's dude, it's tough,
yeah.
and to seek success, which everybody has different levels of what they see as successful,
Hmm.
but you want to be able to feed your family off what you're doing,
Yeah,
and
and I want to make it apparent too that that's what I mean by it. Like I'm not saying like your kid wants to be a superstar or nothing like
Mhm.
that. We're talking about trying to make sure our kids know that you can have a career and you don't have to be the superstar.
right.
Like you can, like you said, you can be making enough just to feed the family.
Yeah, you could be a writer, you could be a producer, you could
Hmm.
be there's other avenues to go.
I mean,
But
look at some of these people that are making millions off of YouTube doing covers.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
really good singers out there, but they can go make the same amount of money without having to go
Yeah.
technically be in the limelight.
yeah,
Man, if I could
yeah.
sing, I would do covers.
Right?
Hell yeah, I go. Man, I go do performance. I'm like, hey, you want to hire me? Who do I look like? I'll be
Right.
that person for you. Cover bands be making money sometimes if you're good, and if you're good, like you can make money as a cover band. But that's the important thing. Like both of you guys are saying, oh, I think in
The
this
only
day
thing
and
that I would
age,
say about it is like I've had to learn that like when our kids are passionate, like there's something if they
hmm
say that I want to do music, but if they show you that they're passionate about something,
hmm
like I tell like a lot of my younger people, like when your kids like growing up and they fall down and they're learning how to walk, we're so eager for them to tell them to stand up and do it again. But
hmm
if they came to us as a teenager and said, I want to go be a music person, we say, okay, what else you gonna do? So we
hmm
kind of take away that feeling of creativity, because now we've instantly gave them a negative thought that they may
hmm
not make it. So of course I'd want to be you know inspiring, and then also be like, yeah, I'm here to support you in any way possible in
hmm
your creativity, but then we know that there's things that come along with it. So
Mhm.
hmm
the same thing why we're here today doing these podcasts is you give them the education.
hmm
Like, I want you to follow your passion. If that's what you want to do, I'm here to support you 100%.
hmm hmm
I'm not going to tell you not to go do it, but there's things that comes along with it. And are you prepared? Are we
hmm
showing them how to get through it?
hmm
Are we showing them how to overcome the objectives and the obstacles that will come with it? Because we know, just like Dip said, it's
hmm
fucking dirty.
Yeah. Hmm.
So if you can keep your kid in a passionate side of being creative with music,
hmm
and by by the grace of God, somebody might find it on YouTube, might
hmm
find you in a subway of you doing what you're passionate about and could
Yeah.
change your life. So that's the only part where I'd say like I would still support them in the
hmm
music, but like not be like, let's go do this show. Let's go hop on this. And then,
hmm
then you got somebody that's like, yeah, they're really good. Then they want to talk to you. And then before you know, you're behind closed doors and you're the parent, like, oh yeah, well my kid's 16, but they need to be 18, so we can just say this and we can get them here. So
hmm
we, then you get fucking situations like R. Kelly and everybody else,
No,
like
Diddy.
where parents are going for the fame for their kid, but
Yeah.
now
That's
you're
the part
starting to
that
see
bugs
these
me.
kids that are like not truly passionate about what they were
Hmm.
passionate about when they were a kid or when you first heard them, because there's so much fucking bullshit tied to it.
hmm hmm And I'm really glad you went down that road too, because that's exactly what I do. Like my son's at an age, he's still young. He's 8, or no, yeah, he's 8. So damn, I can't believe I just did that. He's 8, but he's just into so much stuff. And like you said, kids are up and down. They'll be
Yeah.
into this one minute and this the next. So when he gets into something, I just kind of sit back and watch him do it. I'll wait like a month or so, and I'll just be like, "So, how you liking it? You feeling this?" Like kind of basically like you're saying, like testing his passion for it.
Yeah.
If he wants it like that, then all right. You showed me you've stayed with it for a while, for a few weeks, for a month or whatever, and you're still passionate about it. All right, let's start really like putting some dedication into this.
Mm-hmm.
But in the beginning, I'm more like what you were saying. Like, all right, let me just see what you're gonna do with
Yeah, you
this.
fall,
Go ahead and
get
try
up
it
to
out.
try it again. You know, hey, I'm not telling you,
Exactly.
you're bad, you're horrible. Oh well, but you know, then you kind of tell them the real. Hey, somebody's gonna tell you that. But
Right.
you know, if you're passionate about something, there's gonna be a bigger mass that likes what you do versus the people that don't.
Mm-hmm. All righty, all right. Let's go to the social of medias and see what some of the fans had to say. Let's see. We have Sandra Escobedo Saldana. She said, "I support him. Get him classes in music. Explain his hard work, hard work and dedication, and that he may not make it big, but even if you help them give it a try, you don't lose anything. They will not end up with that doubt or what if my parents had supported me."
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrap it up right there because she kind of wrote like 2 pages worth of stuff. But thank you, Sandra, for your input. We appreciate it. We got next up. Oh, she commented on her. We got my lady, Miss Jessica Barrero. She says support, educate, but most of all, oh, but most of all, never ever leave them alone with anyone from the industry, ever. That's a good point, though. That's a good point. That's a good point. But
I mean, you don't want to leave your kids with anybody you
With
don't know
anybody,
that's a
anybody,
stranger.
yeah.
So regardless if they're from the industry or not, but you know, the music industry gets Hollywood gets a bad rap, man. And
mm-hmm.
you know, I was talking to this dude at work the other day, and he was like, "To make it in Hollywood, you have to do something gay." It's just like that's the thinking nowadays, man. So
It is. That is the thing. A
it's
lot
a
of people
tough
think that stuff.
business to be in, and you got to be able. You got to have strong. You got to be strong in your feelings that you want to do it because you got to think about all these people gonna be talking about you, and if they saying that shit about Hollywood and about you, they're saying that about you.
Yeah.
And you got to have tough
That's gonna
skin,
end up
thick
coming up.
skin, because it's gonna come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so
What
how did
did
you
you have
make
to
it?
do to get your
Yep.
fame?
Exactly.
You know, and you know this is
Haters.
how people think, man. So
Hey, Debo did an interview, and he said the main people of Hollywood hated him because they wanted him to wear a dress, and he wouldn't. And so that's why, like, he always played this big tough guy. Like,
Yeah.
he was like, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't
He was
cast him
like,
as anything
man, like,
else.
he's like, I'm a God fearing person. Like, he was like, you're not about to put me in a dress. He was like,
well,
anybody else can do it, but he was like, but then a lot. He said, but that also costed him because like he wouldn't follow what they wanted him to do.
Yeah. And
right.
then you
I
got in
mean,
the what is it called? You get typecasted.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he got typecast anyway. He got
Yeah.
typecast as the tough guy. He played that same role his whole fucking existence.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of people say the things about the dresses, you know, but I don't, you know, if you're a comedian and you feel comfortable in your with yourself, do what you got to do. Man.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't worry about these
Shit,
cats and
look at
everybody
Tyler
thinking
Perry. I
about you
mean,
gay. Tyler Perry is a billionaire right now.
he's
Right.
a monster for coming out with Adia all them years ago as a
I've never
stage
heard.
play.
I mean, there may
like,
be, but I haven't heard much rumors of anything about Martin either.
No, Martin,
Martin made money, made dough off of
I
Big Mama's
mean,
house.
Shanae and all the
And
characters
Oh,
had
man.
Big
Big
Mama.
Mama's house.
He played women in so many situations.
Jamie Foxx too.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx. That's how he started.
But you know what's so crazy
Yeah,
is
that's how he started. Was his well, not how he started, but that was one of his biggest
Yeah, that
things.
was
his
that was his
character on In
biggest
Living
character.
Color.
Wanda was his biggest
Yep.
character
Yeah.
that we knew of. I mean, that's how we got to know him.
That's a show character, iconic character, not
Right.
just his career. Like
Yeah.
for the In Living Color, that's an iconic character.
Iconic character.
Yeah.
So it's tough, man. But you know, you have to have thick skin and just don't even worry about that type shit, man. And do what you got to do and what you feel is right for yourself. If you feel uncomfortable, like he didn't feel comfortable in the dress situation. Don't do it.
Right.
Don't compromise yourself and what and how you feel about what you want to be and what you're trying to be. But if you want to do it, it's going to be some weird people out there.
Yeah.
Right.
There's going to be
Well,
some
You can
weird
do it
stuff you're
if
going
you
to run
want to do
into.
it. You can get it done.
Back in the day when they were actually doing entertainment and we went to plays like in the early 1900s, the Shakespeare's and all that.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it was all
Women
men.
weren't allowed
Yeah, it was all men.
to act. They weren't
Dang.
allowed to do anything.
Right.
So a man played a woman in all of those shows.
And black people.
And they still had,
They played
So,
everybody.
you know what I'm saying? But like,
and they still had couple scenes.
Right.
yeah, but like, you know, Shakespeare was all men.
That's
It
crazy.
wasn't, you
Think
know,
about Romeo and Juliet being played
that-
by all men.
Right.
but look, those iconic
Just
stories
saying.
Right.
that were written and passed down from generations to generations, and now they're played by men and women, was originated by just all men. Like if you wanted to watch entertainment, you had to go watch men play women. And this is back in the beginning of entertainment.
Mhm.
Yeah, they thought they could play anybody, man.
So
That's how
you know
they
what I
were.
mean? So it's just but now, you know, it's a thing, because you gotta, you know.
Right.
It's tough, man. We in a tough society, you know, and everybody has an opinion nowadays.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
like I said, man, gotta have tough skin, and you probably would know if your kid can really handle it, and that's the part though that
Yeah, because
you're gonna
everybody's
have
not cut for it.
yeah, because everybody ain't cut. You got to be
Mm-mm.
tough,
Mhm.
and you may know that your kid ain't cut out for it, but you have to watch them fail, because you may know, like, or you know, see them prosper and come
Right.
through something that
Because
you
sometimes
probably
that,
didn't
that
think.
young,
Right.
that mentality can be changed at
Right.
that young.
So
I mean,
you know, it's tough, bro, and you don't want to cut anybody's dreams,
mhm.
but at the same time, you don't want them to go too far
Yeah.
where they can't come back and be able to make a normal person and be a
Mhm.
good person to society, because he spent too much time trying to rap. Now he's working at a gas station for the rest of his life.
Right.
You know,
right.
so it's tough, man.
It's a thin line.
Yes, it definitely is.
We do not own any rights
to
any music, quotes, or anything of that nature. But you know, it's a thin line. It's a thin
It is,
line.
man.
But it looks like pretty much everybody is kind of saying the same thing on the social medias. Just make sure that when it comes down to it, support the kids.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Support the
support them,
kids.
man.
Secondly, educate them. Thirdly, just keep a little eye on them. You know, like Dip was saying, like you don't want them to get into a situation where you're supporting them, and you really know your kid is
Right,
like he's passionate, but he's
right.
okay. Now, Victor, I'm gonna be real with you, sir. Okay, you're pretty good at this rapping thing, but
Mhm.
I want you to go to college.
Right.
Okay, you can be a rapper and go to college.
Yeah.
Victor,
Go to college for music. Figure
real.
out that you might, you know,
because
you might like,
you ain't performing at the MTV Awards. I'll tell you that, Victor.
some people that can like break down music, like, you know, the ones that can read notes, or
Mhm.
the like your producers that can hear the layers in a song. Like
Mhm.
people that, you know, some of those that they just need to have someone show them, like, here's a
Yeah.
board,
Actually,
break
once I-
down the snare, the bass, the, you know.
Mhm. Once I learned that Alyssa gained that talent, I was like, all right, she's got to stay in music. She knows how to read music now.
Yeah.
As of like last year, I believe she knows how to read music. So at 15 years old, she acquired that ability. So I'm like, you need to stay in music.
Yeah,
You
I
need to go
mean,
with it. You know what I mean? But that's gonna wrap it up for the first question of asking the masses. Now we're getting into the second one, which is pertaining more to the show. By show of hands, who out there already has a high yield saving account? And then, you know me, I like to joke a little bit. No need for totals, ballers. Okay, we don't need to know what your totals are.
Mhm.
But if you do have one, is there any suggestions, tips, and tricks of the trade, or I'm sorry, tips and tricks for those who are new? So I guess I'll start in here. Do we have any high yield savings accounts holders in here?
Nah, man.
Nope.
I have heard of it, but I
Yeah.
just get a savings account. I don't even think about it like that.
Mhm. Yeah, that's the route most people go. They're just like, yeah, I'm good. I just got my savings account with my bank.
Yeah.
You don't have one either, Frank?
No, not that I can say I have, you
Like
know,
for that purpose or whatever.
right. Like I'm definitely interested, just coming from our background of the life insurance, because that's basically what that is.
Yeah. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
the IULs and things like that aren't just short term, that you can actually put in, take out,
Mhm.
become your own bank,
Yep.
allow it to compound interest. So
Ooh, that's that magic word right there.
Yes.
Compound interest. So I personally do not have one, but I kind of do on a technicality. So I've explained it to a couple people because I just came to the realization. So I had a savings account with a app that some of you may be familiar with called PayPal. So, excuse me, sorry. I'm just in this wealth journey with all of us together. You know, like I've said many of times before, we haven't fully figured it out over here at Wealth for Generations. We are learning together, and as we learn more, I'm more than happy to share with you guys. So there was just this little high yield savings account bug roaming around in my brain for months and months and months. It kind of got pushed back, and then it made its way back to my frontal again. And I went into my savings accounts because I have a couple of them. And for some reason, something just came across me to double check my APYs, the percentage you get, on your interest payment pertaining to the total that you have in your account. So I went through, and like I kind of figured, they were all pretty low, like your standard bank ones. That's what I started with. My bank, I bank with Credit Union West. My savings account, there, I have a 0.14% interest on there. Not even a whole point, a percentage. Okay, so I went through all my other savings accounts. I believe the highest one was a 1% I had on one of my accounts until I got to PayPal. So when I got to PayPal and I checked my percentage on my savings account with PayPal, it was a 4.30%. And I'm no expert, so I'm not 100% sure if that qualifies for a high yield savings account. But in my head, that's higher than anything I've ever heard,
Right.
personally. So that's to me, that's why I said, like, on a technicality, I guess I do kind of have one. So, but there are many other ones. They can range from 3% to even 7. As I found out this morning, I thought five ish was kind of the max, but I found out this morning that there's even a couple out there that are above 7%, which is amazing, amazing. So, before we go any further, though, the question was for asking the masses: is there any tips or tricks or anything like that? My biggest tip is to do your due diligence, because there's ways of making money out there. And if you don't look around and search for knowledge and learn, you're never going to figure it out. So, you said you hadn't heard about them, right? Dip, did you say you heard about them at all?
Oh yeah,
No, I heard about them. Yeah.
Oh, you have heard about them. So is there any input you guys would like to share at all before we get into, like, the wealthy wisdom, the meat and potatoes, and like breaking it down and stuff?
No, I don't know about them like that, but
You just
I
heard of
heard
it.
of them, right?
Yeah, okay. What about you, Frank? Is there anything that you know about it, or anything that you'd like to share, or anything before we
I
get
mean,
into
not just gonna sound as knowledgeable as probably breaking it down, but like I said, the big things and why you create an LLC, why you have trust, why you have certain things work for you is just learning the ways of the millionaires. You know, it's all out there. It's all public knowledge.
Yep.
But it's just like you can work for the dollar and continue to chase it, or you can allow it to work for you.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
so, you know, sometimes it takes for you to see that and then go, well, let me just try, like you kind of explaining earlier. But like, I think anybody would look and tell you, if I could put $2 in and get 20 cents back versus put $2 in and get a half of 2 cents back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, so when you can look down, it's just like we had a few episodes ago with like the credit cards and cash back and things of that nature. Well, if you know you can spend 5 and get $1.50 back, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
You know?
Why not?
So if someone gives it the knowledge or the gem of, you know, because I know we all waste money on something that we shouldn't.
Definitely.
It's just nature.
It's societal norm.
You know what I mean?
Especially as an American.
So if you could figure out that, hey, if I leave my money in this, I'm going to have an extra amount and that covers what you would spend your money on, why not put it there? You know? Why not not
So
touch
then,
it.
in a sense, you're not spending that money.
Right.
You spend your $3, $5 on coffee or whatever, and then if your interest can supplement that by putting your savings over here opposed to having it over here,
Yeah.
why not move it over here so then you can technically get your coffee for free?
All right. Then you get into bigger numbers, like people that, we got sneaker heads, our other engineers at a
Shout out to
sneaker
Jimmy.
show.
Shout out to Jimmy and
you
the
know,
VBA,
well,
Valley Boys Association.
think about these people that go buy these expensive ass sneakers,
Right.
and they got plenty of money in the bank. But if you could take the $1,000 that that next year this particular shoe comes out, and you go put it in a bank and not touch it and say, this is for my shoes next year, but then you go back to that high yield rate and now you got 1,700. So instead of you spending $1,000 that you just set aside, you really only spent $3 because your bank just gave you $700 for it. Yep. So now you're buying the same expensive shoes,
$1,000 shoes for
$300. And then if you're a business type person,
you're gonna flip them.
You're gonna flip them.
Buy 2 pair.
Or buy 2 pair, or you flip one and then you put it right back in the same account and let the money work for itself.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you get to have your own.
Flip the money back in. Now you got your pair, and that money is back at what it started at.
And then you probably the way that the industry works, man, you probably end up with a free pair. Right. So and then you go, man, I've been waiting for these, and someone's like, hey, I'm gonna give you twice as much I paid for it. Well, now you just make the money back. You put it back in it. Now that money is going to double again. So you had 17 before, then it's going to jump to 34, but then it's going to jump more because it just continuously compounds.
Yep. Beautiful, beautiful thing. It's beautiful. So I hope you guys
put it into action. That's all you got to do.
Tuning in and taking notes today, because I'm telling y'all, this is one of those wealth moves right here, and doing your due diligence. I know I'm gonna drop it a couple of times today, but do your due diligence, because anyone can get started at any point. If you can spare $1 a month, there are high yield savings accounts out there that will let you start with an opening balance of $1, no monthly fees. So you can literally start with $1. And then what I would recommend is keep adding $1 in every month. So then your interest will, or you're not your interest, but your total will grow just a little bit quicker. Yeah. So because you'll be gaining the interest off of the money you have in there, plus you'll be putting in that $1. And this is just at the smallest level. Think about if you got, like Frank was saying, say you got $1,000 sitting around. Mm-hmm. Throw $1,000 in there. And then you can still revert and go back to the same thing. Put $1,000 in there and put $1 a month in. Because you're already going to be getting a bigger chunk off of that interest off of there. So that $1 is going to add to that interest payment you're going to get. So instead of getting an interest payment of like $7, it would technically be an interest payment of like $8.
Yeah.
And then the next one is going to go up because the total is higher.
Yeah.
So and so on and so forth. But that's going to wrap it up for Asking the Masses. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes of wealthy wisdom today. First and foremost, I'm going to break it down just a little bit more for you guys, and then we're going to get into the real deal here. So, all right, imagine this, squad. You're cruising down a desert highway, sun beating down, wind whipping through your hair, feeling like you own the road. Now, what if I told you your money could feel just as epic? Enter the high yield saving account. It's like the rock star of banking, the Beyonce of your financial game. These accounts, they're your golden ticket to a cash extravaganza. We're talking higher interest rates than your average savings account, meaning your money grows faster than a tumbleweed in a desert storm. While your regular savings account might be lounging like a lizard on a rock, a high-yield savings account is more like a wild night out in Vegas, flashy, full of potential, and guaranteed to leave you feeling like a winner. With a high-yield savings account, you're not just stashing cash, you're watching it multiply faster than viral TikTok videos. It's like hitting the financial jackpot every time you make a deposit. Cha-ching! So if you're ready to level up your money and game, watch your savings soar, kick back, crack open a cold one, and let your cash work. It's magic in a high yield savings account. Now, that's a pocket change hack that could ultimately send you to a financial freedom. That could ultimately send you to financial freedom. So, so make sure you do your due diligence. Like I said, I'm dropping it today. I'm dropping it. Make sure you do your due diligence to make sure you can set yourself up. But in the meantime, here's a couple of gems you don't want to make any of these springtime savings slip ups. Okay, so these are going to be a couple of things that common mistakes that people make when they're going to try to set up their high yield savings accounts. So I'm going to drop the four that I have listed, and then I'll go back and explain. So no particular order, no particular order. Number one, I have at no or not shopping around. So basically, you didn't shop around for your options. Number two, forgetting to compare regularly. So if you have more than one savings account, or if there's other options, you can always go back, because companies and businesses, they'll be changing up their offers. Something might be different next year. You might have went with this one because it had 4% higher. You might want to come back with this one because it's still 4% less, but they're giving you a $300 bonus to switch. So
Yeah.
um,
Take advantage of the
don't
money.
forget to compare regularly. Stashing too much cash. So I'm not totally sure about this one. I didn't really go for that far into that one, but I think they're saying basically don't have all your eggs in one basket kind of thing. And then kind of like I mentioned, ignoring sign up bonuses. So these are things you don't want to do, or you don't want to make the mistake at. Okay. So now we're going to go back and dive in and kind of explain a little bit. So not shopping around. Picture this. You wouldn't buy the first cactus you see, right? Same goes for savings accounts. There are tons of options out there, so don't settle for the first one that catches your eye. Shop around like you're hunting for the perfect taco spot on Taco Tuesday. You want the best bang for your buck, so compare those interest rates and watch those fees fly like a hawk. Or watch those fees like a hawk, sorry. It just didn't seem right at first. But yeah, like I was saying, there's different levels. There's different levels to this, man. There's levels to this. So I'm not 100% sure what qualifies a high yield savings account to be a high yield savings account. I'm not the expert on that. That's why you got to do your due diligence. But just so you know, talking about shopping around, I want you guys to know that I have personally seen PayPal at 4.30%. I have personally seen a company called Western Alliance at 5.25%. And this morning, wait a second. Hold up. Wait a second. This morning, I saw I took a picture of it because I was like, damn, goddamn. I saw Landmark Credit Union Premium Checking at 7.5%. 7.5%. Alcona Area Credit Union Certificate of Deposit, 7.19%. So make sure you shop around. I didn't give you the details because I don't know the details for everything, but some have certain stipulations. So you might have to open up this account with a minimum of 500. You might have to open up this account with a minimum of $1. You might have to have direct deposit in this account. You might have to continuously deposit this much. You might have this monthly fee. You know what I mean? So make sure you shop around and figure out which one works best for you.
It looks like high yield savings accounts are anything higher than 4.5%.
Ooh, so PayPal just doesn't quite cut it, but it's right there. It's right there. 4.3 is still really good though. Think about it, man. If you go with your regular
And that's
general
that's just
bank,
me. That's just me looking on Google. I mean, it
yeah.
could be a little bit less, but I just wanted to type in what qualifies for it, and it looks like anything. All these say any are above 4.5.
Above 4.5.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, that's a good number. Four is still good, but
yeah.
4.5 is what you're looking for at minimum if you want the high yield savings account. Excuse me. If you're in some kind of weird situation and you don't qualify for anything above 4.5, I'm pretty sure it doesn't take anything at all to do PayPal. This is not a paid advertisement, by the way. Not a paid advertisement. But you got something else over there?
No, I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
looking. Just looking.
So yeah, so like I said, PayPal is at 4.3, but in order to have the actual title of high yield savings account, it has to be at 4.5 or higher. And I've personally seen accounts out there between 5.2 and 7.5 is what I've personally seen. So number 2, 10. Okay. Number 2, forgetting to compare regularly. Savings accounts rates can change faster than the weather in Arizona. One day it's sunny. Shoot, man. I mean, in the same day, it can be sunny and then rain. But anyways, one day it's sunny, the next it's rainy. You get the drift. Keep an eye on those rates like you keep an eye on your favorite hiking trails. Check them out regularly to make sure you're not missing out on a sweeter deal elsewhere. Like I said, businesses, companies, they're always trying to gain more business and tantalize you with certain things. So just make sure you keep an eye out on your options. You could find this one, or it could even be your financial situation. They may be like, all right, you have to open up this account with at least $500. You got 345. So you go to this other one and you put it in there and you let it sit until you can get to the 500, which is going to be a better option. And who knows, by the time you get to that 500, that better option might even have another incentive on top of it. So just make sure you keep your eyes open. Or there may be, by the time you get to the 500, there might be something that was comparable that is now better than that. So, like it says, just make sure you're always comparing regularly because businesses want your business.
Yeah.
So
They want
keep
your
that in
money.
mind. Yep, they want your money.
They do.
And if you really know how it works, like they really want your money so they can borrow it out. So the more money that they have, the more money they can let people borrow. So they want your money. They want it.
On Investopedia, it's showing the top investment places with the highest yields right now. The lowest one on here is 4.25.
4.2. Oh, so
Yeah.
PayPal technically is.
So they technically are in there.
In there.
And the 4.25 is your American Express and your Capital Ones.
Okay. Okay.
SoFi checking and savings are 4.6.
Which is still great. Great. Just so you guys know, on average, your standard savings account, you go to Chase and you get a regular old savings account, your interest is probably going to be at like a 0.18, a 0.2, a 0.5, or something like that. These, what we're talking about is a 4. You get whole numbers here, not fractions of a number. You're getting whole numbers, okay? Number 3 was stashing too much cash. Look, we all have a good rainy day fund, but don't let your money gather dust like an old pair of cowboy boots. High yield savings accounts are great, but if you've got more cash than a blackjack dealer in Vegas, it might be time to consider other options like CDs or investments. Remember, you want your money to work for you, not just chilling in an account. So I thought they were going to touch on this, but some accounts do have a limit. Now, us people, it's going to take a while. I ain't going to lie. My peers out there, it'll take a minute for us to hit that limit in most cases because we're talking like $250,000, $500,000 limits, stuff like that. So unless you're really out there hustling and putting extra money in there and not just sitting on the interest, it's going to be a while before you hit that 250,000. But just keep that in mind. And the beautiful thing about it, though, is if you do hit that 250,000, they're like, hey, you're at your limit. You can't have this much in here. Take half of that shit out and open up another one.
Yeah.
Boom. Now you got 2 accounts at 2. Now you got 500,000. And then do it again. And then set up some family, some kids, even maybe get an LLC. Open up a high yield savings accounts under your LLC. Bada boom, bada bang, jams. We got rubies, diamonds, jades, whatever. Number 4. Number 4, ignoring sign up bonuses. Who doesn't love a good bonus, right? High yield savings accounts can come with some sweet sign up perks, so don't snooze on those. It's like finding a hidden gem in the desert. Seize the opportunity and snag the bonus, but make sure you meet the requirements, okay? Meet the requirements. You're going to have to do a little bit of reading. You got to do some due diligence. Now, I know us people, I'm sorry, and peers and generation, we're not really too fond of the reading, but you got to get some reading done so you make sure you're not screwing yourself because you could end up screwing yourself if you don't do this right. but most likely you're going to be a winner though. So just make sure that know that you're meeting the requirements, because no bonus is worth jumping through hoops like a circus clown. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Find something that does, because it's out there. There's plenty of businesses that want your money.
Yeah.
So there you have it, folks. Don't let these savings slip up, sneak up on you like a rattlesnake in the desert. Stay savvy, shop around, and make those savings work for you like a well-oiled cowboy boot. So that's going to wrap it up for the wealthy wisdom for today. There was your steak and potatoes. So, gentlemen, what do you guys think? Is that something you guys think you're going to look into? Some high yield savings accounts, perhaps?
Man, truthfully, bro, I need to get better in all this shit. IRAs, high yield accounts,
IULs,
man, all of it, man, because it's just
you're
not going to get your return on investment, man, if you just out spending all your money, man. So you got to figure out a way to save, bro.
Definitely. Oh, and then side note too. Sorry, I did. Sorry to cut you off, but side note, just in case you guys are wondering, you can set up children's accounts as well. Again, I'm no expert, so do your due diligence and figure out what you got to do that. But you can set up children's accounts, and I highly encourage you to get your child to set up their own as soon as they're legally capable. And like I said, whether it's even $1, they put in $1 a month. Imagine starting at 18, right when you on your 18th birthday, and you put in $1 a month until you're 30, plus whatever interest on top of that. You know what I mean? I'm no Rain Man, but that's a pretty
18
penny.
to 30. That's 12.
That's only
12 years, 12 months, 144 months.
144 months and 12 years. Sure. So $144. So we'll say $145 deposited.
But you're talking about now. You're talking about the interest.
Yeah.
That's if you just did $1. That's just $1. And you can find some of these, man, where like I've seen it where you put $10 in and you don't touch it for, they said like a minimum of 5 years. And at the end of that 5 years, like that $10 is like $380,000. So imagine setting up your kid at 8 years old and doing $5, $10 till he's 18.
I think till he's 18.
Right. And then you flip it over into like a trust or a CD that, you know, you're not allowed to touch until you're 21 and you can only take out. You can organize it to create their wealth with the money that we probably spend on shells. or you know, things that, like I said, things that we waste money on. I mean, you put your kid in something like that now, if something happens to you, they turn 21 and they've got $1 million sitting there that every year they can take out 100,000. Like you just gave them $100,000
for the next 10 years.
For the next 10 years, but if they don't touch that, it's still compounding.
Yep. And that's the part you gotta let them know, though. Don't just leave it there with no explanation. Like, hey, you got this if you need it, but if you let it sit, it'll continue to increase.
And then like they can pass it down to their kid, they can pass it down to their kid, and it becomes tax free. So no one's gonna get charged for it.
And we as a people have to stop blaming others, take accountability for the decisions we make economically, financially.
Yeah.
It's tough out here, bro. But hey, you got to take full responsibility for your finances.
Yes, sir.
And try your best to help the next generation be set up for success. It's hard because, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to be successful just as a person in the way everything is set up.
Yeah.
The way it's all set up for you to lose. We all know that. It's just set up for you to keep losing, man. But man, if you could figure out a ways to stay on your path of saving, it's definitely the rewards are there to reap, man. And the accounts, the putting shit on Wall Street. There's so many ways to invest and make money, man. And you can put your money into real estate. You could make so much more and help your family to become better. Like you said, have wealth for generations.
Yeah, sir.
And that's what it's about, man.
planting them seeds because we're just trying to help y'all build wealth for generations, man. That's what it's all about.
Shit. And ourselves, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're
Yeah.
talking about it, because we're broke too.
Yeah.
We just trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?
And
The best way to do it is to talk about it.
Yeah, and that's kind of way it almost has to work too. I mean, you can't really, you can't build on the education for the next generation unless you try the stuff.
That's right.
You know what I mean? The full wealth might not come to fruition while we're out here trying this and trying that, but they gonna see that.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're gonna see that we were trying. They're gonna see, and then they're gonna be like, oh, well, Dad was doing this, and he got to this point, and well, if I do it 15 years younger than Dad, I can double up,
right?
Yeah,
compared to what he did. You know,
you're just putting that knowledge in their heads, man, which is key, man.
Yes. But that is going to wrap it up for the Wealthy Wisdom Money Day high yield savings account. So please, if you watch this episode, if anything at all, please do some due diligence for yourself, so you
and your future
can get yourself into a situation where you can take advantage of a high yield savings account.
Yeah, man.
But that's going to bring us into the last segment of the show. One of my favorites, one of your favorites. It's usually Jimmy's favorite, but Jimmy's not over there today. We are coming into the We Building Boy. Yes. So if you haven't noticed, today we do not have a specific special guest. So we don't have that person to do the We Building Boy. But I did something that's kind of pertaining to music, and I'm a big advocate on trying to step outside of what your just basic societal norm genre is. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people probably look at us and be like, oh yeah, those guys probably listen to rap all day, every day. But I listen to a whole bunch of stuff. But I want to put this young man on blast. He's currently 24. So this is a person that is exuding with wealth for the next generation. I'm not sure about his parents, so I'm not sure if they had to play in getting him in a position. But this is a very, very talented kid. I recently came across him this past year. I've been enjoying his music. But the guy's name is Ethan Bortnick. Have either of you guys heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
He started off as a child pianist phenom.
Okay.
So, all right, folks, gather around because we're talking about Ethan Bortnick, a musical sensation you definitely need on your radar. This guy's no ordinary musician. Born on December 24th, 2000 in sunny Pembroke Pines, Florida, Ethan kicked off his piano journey at the tender young age of 3. 3 years old. Yeah, you heard that right. 3 years old. And he was already tickling those ivories like a seasoned pro. And get this, by the time he hit 5, he was already composing his own tunes. Talk about a musical prodigy.
I'm guessing he has some type of people that was guiding him in the right direction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure. I don't know the facts about his parents and background, but
that's definitely
one was a maestro, mom was a orchestra runner. Comes natural. That's one of those, like when you see professional athletes, mom was a basketball player, dad was a track star, you know, and then all of a sudden their 14-year-old son is 6'7", running a 4.2. You're like, yeah.
But Ethan didn't stop there. Nope. He skyrocketed to fame after gracing the screens on shows like The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, Oprah, and Good Morning America. I mean, this guy was everywhere for a good reason. And get this, at just 10 years old, he became the youngest musician to headline his very own national concert tour. 10 years old, he went on a national tour as a pianist, too. Like this, it's not some like random little Bow Wow or Lil Wayne thing where it's just like the hood is all behind him and he's successful and all that. Nah, like it's just sometimes it's hard for me to fully understand this because I'm not in the pianist world and cello and violin and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm like, damn, 10 years old on a national tour and doing classical music. Okay, sorry, I get a little side. This guy's just dope. So, where was I? That's right, folks. National tour at 10. And let's not forget about his albums. Ethan's dropped several, each one showcasing his jaw-dropping piano skills and killer vocals. But here's the kicker. He's not just about the music. Nope, Ethan's got a heart of gold. He's all about giving back, using his concerts to raise stacks of cash for all sorts of charitable causes. Now, when Ethan hits his stage, you better believe he brings the heat. His performances, they're a mix of classical, jazz, and pop that'll have you grooving all night long. And hey, the guy's got the awards to prove it. He's racked up plenty of for his musical chops and his do-gooder attitude. So what's up with Ethan now? Well, or I'm sorry, not that part. My bad. Didn't mean to read that part. Sorry. But yeah, Ethan Bortnick, man. I didn't really have a specific business to put on today, but this guy, this young man, 24 years old, he is phenomenal. He's been playing the piano since he was 3. He went on national tours at 10. He's dropping albums. He's all over YouTube. You can find him right now. Go ahead and Google or YouTube him, Ethan Bortnick. When we get off, I'll show you guys a track. But yeah, that's what we have for We Building Boy. I wanted to highlight him because he is just exuding with what I'm trying to do. Like Dip was saying, like his parents might have been a composer and his mom was the music teacher or something like that. They implanted and planted those seeds for the next generation, and now look at what he's doing. For sure. You know?
Yeah.
But on that note, I think it's about that time to wrap it up. So let's give
I do want to just real quick give a shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, yes.
Going into it, grandmothers, aunties,
all you magical creatures out there, y'all are magical.
Y'all
witches
go through a
in
lot.
The best way. I don't want anybody to take that negative. I mean, witch in the best way possible.
And especially to the queen of Habari here, Miss Aisha out there with the little one right now. So thank y'all for allowing us to open up this our podcast, man, with y'all. So appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you.
Most def.
But let's get a round of applause for the king of all engineers, Mr. Dip to the Lean.
Great show, good information, man. We appreciate you, boys.
Thank you, sir. Glad you could be here with us. Appreciate the invite to your wonderful office here. Let's get another round of applause for the juggernaut, Mr. Frank the Tank.
Y'all have a blessed week, man.
Yes.
Stay positive.
Thank you for being able to make it, sir. I appreciate it. For blessing us with your presence. Thank you very much. And then last but not least, we got an applause for you guys. Let me turn you back around. You guys wouldn't be here without you. That's why we would be. Because I got to keep going no matter what. Someone's going to come back and look at this high yield savings account episode and be like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
They're going to be like, let me go look at this.
Right? It's gonna be like 10 years later, and someone's gonna be like, "God damn, this motherfucker was dropping all kind of rubies, diamonds, and sapphires."
It'll be called blood diamonds. Stick it between your toes, wrap your feet up.
But on that note, everybody,
peace.
Yeah.